Hey guys, welcome back. So in this video, I'm going to take you guys along with me as I cruise with Virgin Voyages for the first time, more specifically the Resilient Lady cruise ship. Now, Virgin Voyages in the States only cruises out of Miami. I did fly into Fort Lauderdale because it was a lot cheaper, like a lot. And I only paid $5 for a tri-rail train ticket that would take me into Miami, and then I Ubered from there. On the way back, I decided to try out Brightline, which was a great experience. So if you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe and that you're on the lookout for those videos if you're wondering how to get to the port from those train stations. This is us pulling up to the port of Miami, and there is our beautiful cruise ship right in front of us. The whole boarding process was really smooth and easy for us. Unlike most cruise ships, Virgin Voyages starts their boarding around 1:30 until 4:30 p.m. Other cruise ships typically do it earlier. Our boarding time, I think, was around like 2:45, and we showed up about an hour early. And luckily, now I know this is not everyone's experience, but luckily we were able to get directly on the cruise ship. Do have different lines with different boarding times. Again, ours was empty because they had already allowed our time slot to go all the way through. We went through security, and then there was the check-in table where they give you your wristbands. This will serve as your room key. Whenever you check into your muster station, they will scan it. If you're charging anything to the room, that's what this wristband is for, and it's also waterproof. This is their really nice lounge area. So from what I hear, you are able to wait in there if you're earlier than your boarding time. It just kind of depends. But again, for us, they allowed us right on the ship, so we didn't necessarily have to wait. I do really love how new and modern and clean this cruise ship is. This is the elevator. They all have these really cool digital screens. Once we got on the ship, our room was ready. If you would like to see a full room tour with our balcony sea terrace, I do have that linked down below. Again, love how digitalized everything is. The showers were really nice. The bathroom was really nice. I was most impressed with how everything was controlled in the room by this tablet. So there were a lot of preset settings in the tablet where you could just click and it just sets the whole mood. The curtains open and close. You can also control everything from the television through this tablet, and they also had a wide selection of movies and TV shows that you could watch as well. This is the view from the outdoor track. Now, what is nice about this is some cruises have the outdoor track like on the main deck where there's also people sunbathing and, it's high traffic. But luckily, this is a whole separate track that's detached from everything else. This is the gorgeous sunset facing downtown Miami. Now, I did go on this cruise towards the end of November, so this was around, I believe, 6 o'clock when I was recording this, and the sail away party started around 6:30, and I believe we left port around 7 o'clock.
Everybody give it up for Chris the Charmer! Cannot forget about our galactic goddess, our divine diva. She is out of this world. Give it up for Gila Moonstar! Sailors, the time has come.
Did also have complimentary champagne for about 30 minutes. So I want to say from 6:30 to 7 o'clock. It was free and it was unlimited. So if that's your thing, keep that in mind. Get this tour started on the inside. So there are large digital touchscreens located throughout the entire ship, and you can pretty much find everything on them. So where things are located, what the schedule is for today, literally everything is on these. You can also find all that same information on the app, or there are paper copies of schedules as well. So back outside, this is, I believe, the 17th floor. So this is the highest you can go. As you can see, there's a pool, there's some jacuzzis down there. Now there are two pools. I believe they're both very small, so I didn't get in them the entire time. There's also plenty of areas to lay out. They also have a really cool outdoor workout area. And I will say, I am actually very impressed with how this ship kind of prioritizes fitness and healthy living. Again, this is an adult only cruise. I could see how this could like kind of be an obstacle on other cruise ships with kids running around, but this ain't that. So feel free to work out, do what you need to do while you're on this cruise. You will also see these throughout the entire ship. These you do not have to reserve, which is really nice. So you just show up. If it's empty, it's yours. So as you can see, there are additional loungers located up here. Just a little bit about this cruise. This was a 2-night sailing and it did not port anywhere. So we stayed on the ship the entire time. We thought it would be a really good opportunity just to try out this cruise line since we've never sailed with Virgin before. Now we've been on Royal Caribbean, we've been on Carnival, we've tried Margaritaville, and those videos are linked down below if you would like to see those experiences. But we've never been on an adult only cruise line. So keep watching just to see what this cruise line has to offer in our personal experience. So this is an outdoor net. If you stand on the net, you can see the ocean. I was good. I could see the ocean from where I was standing. I did not think I needed to stand on that net to see the ocean down below. Thought these hand washing stations were very convenient. You put your hand under it and it pours out the soap, then the water, and then you can dry your hands. So it's all in one. Overall thoughts on the common area, I loved it. I thought this place was so cute. I watched other reviews where they tore the ship apart, but I mean, I don't really see why personally. Maybe I'm confused. I don't know. But this ship was just built last year. It's barely a year old. To me, it still gives off new. It still gives off very, very clean, contemporary. I love the style personally. So overall, very impressed with the common spaces. Another thing that I loved about this ship was how many lounge areas they had. Like, this is really cute. This is just one of them. There was live music playing in this area, which I will show you guys later. But this just gave like grown, it gave no kids allowed, and I was totally here for it. This groupie place was actually pretty cool as well. So you walk in and it's pretty much a museum. And then in the back, you have karaoke rooms. And none of this, everything that I've shown you so far, guys, none of this costs extra. So the basketball, the loungers, none of that you have to reserve from what you've seen, including this karaoke. So with this, you just sign up. So get up early in the morning, sign up for a time slot, and the room is yours. We were on this cruise ship. They were running a special on booking your next cruise. So as you know, typically you do get discounted rates if you book your next cruise while you're on your current cruise. I'll actually speak for myself when I say this. I don't know about y'all, but me, myself, and I, it's actually pretty nice as an adult to be able to go into an arcade and not be bombarded by like children or feel bad that you're like taking up machines or whatever. So this is actually a really nice feature that they have on this ship. And they also have a board game area as well. And again, this is at no additional cost to you. I will say Virgin Voyages is a little bit pricier than a lot of the other cruise lines, but I do think they do include more than some of the other cruise lines do. Like I mentioned earlier, there are multiple fitness areas located throughout the ship. Right, now let's get into everyone's favorite, the food. A lot of your food stations will be located on the 6th, 7th, 15th, and 16th floor. Starting with the galley, this is kind of like your food courts. This replaces the buffet. There is no buffet on this ship at all. What you can do is sit down and order food from the different like food stations, or you can go around and order the food yourself. There are also multiple grab and go stations. For example, this is hot press. You would walk up, order your sandwich, and you can go sit back down. They'll give you a buzzer and they will let you know when your food is ready. There's noodle all around. You can order your food, sit back down. They'll let you know when it's ready. They also have breakfast stations. There's burger stations, taco stations, and none of this costs you anything additional. Now, I did show you guys that menu in the beginning. There are a few things that are an additional upcharge, like specialty coffees, certain beverages, but for the most part, you won't be paying anything additional for anything that you are seeing here. Wait times on the food were pretty hit or miss. I would say the first day when we boarded the ship, it did take quite a while to get our food after we ordered it. Now the rest of the time it was fine. It didn't take extremely long, but just something to keep in mind with this whole concept of like not having a buffet. Me, myself, and I don't like touching all over people's spoons and not knowing where people's hands have been. So it is an interesting concept, but with so many people that you do have to get food out to, not having a buffet can be hit or miss. With a lot of cruise lines, you do have to purchase like a soda package or a beverage package, but here the soda is included. You don't have to pay additional for it. But in fact, there are no beverage packages with this cruise line. None. So everything that you purchase will have to be charged individually to your room. That includes specialty coffees, alcoholic beverages. There are no beverage packages offered on this cruise ship. So, some of my favorites from the galley. I did try the burger with the fries, very well seasoned, tasted really good. I also had the tacos. I'm not a fan of onions, and they told me they could not put the onions on there. So I kind of picked the onions off, but overall, they were really good. Breakfast was really good as well. Had the French toast, hash browns. You have to try the hash browns. I'm a huge hash brown girly. And in this area as well, they do have a coffee shop. So if you would like to purchase specialty coffee, you can. Outside of the galley, you do have the Lick Me Till ice cream. Try that out. It's really good as well. Again, no additional cost to you. All right, now let's talk about the specialty dining restaurants, which again, no additional cost, unlike a lot of other cruise ships. You do have to book these, and you have to book them way in advance. So as soon as you're able to check in through the app, which I think is like 45 days before sailing, you will have to book whatever restaurants you would like to try out. And again, these are at no additional cost, although there may be things on the menu that may be an upcharge. So this is Gun Bay, the Korean barbecue spot. We did not have time to check this one out, but we hear it's pretty good. One thing about this restaurant is you may have to share the table with other people that you're not familiar with. Pink Agave was probably my favorite. It was the Mexican restaurant, and as you can see, cute little photo op before you walk in. I took pictures, don't judge me. It's real nice, real cozy on the inside, and the food was delicious. So I'm going to show all the menus. Feel free to pause, slow the video down, screenshot, do what you need to do in order to review it. As you can see, the wines and cocktails do cost additional, and I believe there was an upcharge for lobster. Aside from that, everything else was included. I couldn't tell you what appetizers I ordered, so I apologize, but I just remember it was really good. The steak was also really good. And then the dessert, which I had the bread pudding with ice cream, 10 out of 10. This is the steakhouse, I believe. We weren't able to eat here, but this is what it looks like. We also didn't necessarily hear the best reviews, which I think is why we chose to eat elsewhere. But if you have the time, maybe it's somewhere that you would like to try out. Razzle Dazzle was another place that we chose to eat at. Again, here's the menu. With these specialty dining restaurants, there isn't necessarily a limit to how much you can order. So if you wanted to try everything on the menu, they would bring you out everything on the menu. Personally, I don't like to waste food, so we did order some things to share. Personally, I thought the wings were okay. Now the pork belly, 10 out of 10, loved it. Hubby ordered the pastrami. He did not like it. I didn't even try it. For the main course, the fried chicken was good with the greens and the biscuit, so I would recommend that as well. Dessert, we did get the rum cake with ice cream, and I thought it was a 10 out of 10. Now, just to highlight a few other places, this place was called Juicy, like juice, SEAC. Get it? Anyways, this place was an upcharge, but they made fresh juices from scratch. This place was not an upcharge, and it was located next to the game area. They had hot dogs, popcorns, and wings pretty much. I think that was it. I got the wings. They were cold, and I was very disappointed because they did have a really good flavor to them. Now let's talk entertainment. This spot was so cute. So this was like a mirror hallway type of deal before you walked into one of the areas for the shows, and you could take pictures. So luckily during the daytime, it was pretty empty because lots of people want to take pictures in this area, guys, including me. Insert here. Anyways. Ship did offer a wide selection of entertainment in terms of live music, which I thoroughly enjoyed, and that was probably my favorite. All right, so let's talk about the nightly shows. They were different.
So as we make our choices, let us cherish and take note of other beings and other voices, other processes of growth.
And before we go, as the seasons roll, and we play our role of praise and hope
in the earth which is our vessel.
For we're all in the same boat.
So I will say I am used to kind of like the musicals or like the Broadway shows. Similar to what's on other cruise ships, this is just very different. It was well executed. I just didn't really understand it, to be honest. Not really my cup of tea, but I will say go and check it out for yourself. Also offered a comedy show. This was more so midday, and I enjoyed it. Again, this is an adult only cruise ship, so I mean, take that as you will. But personally, I did not think that overall the atmosphere and the tone for the entire cruise ship wasn't necessarily crude or offensive or, rated R or anything. Nothing like that. Right, so let's get into Scarlet Night. This typically happens on the last night and it is a themed night. So make sure that you pack your red outfit because everyone wears red, and there are multiple performances throughout the ship the entire night, and it ends with a huge party.
Once every voyage, sailors celebrate Scarlet Night.
So this is the pool party that ended Scarlet Night. I will say throughout the cruise sailing, the music just wasn't necessarily my speed, wasn't really for me. It was a good time, and I think all the performances were very interesting and well executed, but music wise just wasn't really for me. Aside from the live music, I did enjoy that. So I think these were supposed to be pearls. There's a whole story behind Scarlet Night and the octopus and mermaids and just all the things. So you'll pretty much just have to get on the ship to hear the story. Because at first I was like, I don't understand what this is. But ultimately, I truly do think these were meant to be pearls that tie into the story. Fun fact, the Real Housewives of Miami, the show, they were on this sailing. Production was everywhere, and I did not realize it until after the fact. I don't watch the show. I'm sorry. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. They also have a club that is located on the ship, and I don't know how late it's open. I popped in for 5 minutes and then left. Again, not a fan of the music and just wasn't necessarily my speed. I was also very tired, but it looked like everyone was having a good time. So if it's for you, feel free to check that out as well. Overall, we thoroughly did enjoy this cruise and we would book it again. I think one thing that is very appealing is that it is an adult-only cruise line. We thought the food was good. Our room was gorgeous. Yeah, overall, just a really good time. Music, not really my style, and there were a few other negatives, but overall, very impressed with this cruise ship. Now, I do have another video that I am going to post that are things that you need to know prior to getting on this ship. There are some things that I may have left out or forgotten, so make sure that you're subscribed and you're following along. I also have another cruise coming up in a couple weeks. Guess where? So make sure that you stay tuned for that. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time.